Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is an amazing new episode of CLX Foundry Live, where we dive deep inside of a PC and we build it from the ground up and answer your questions in case you're trying to do the same thing and are like me and are terrible at cable management. I'm your host, DJ Blue PDX, joining me live from our studios in Wichita, Kansas. It is none other than our lead technical expert, Paul Steffens, and our master builder, Zach Killingsworth. Now,
what up?
Before we get into that, we just want to say, remind you that the giveaway is going on, and we've had an incredible response. There are two different PCs. One's going to CIG. The other one you're going to win, and they are partners, as in like you put them in different ways, and all the graphics line up. It's fantastic. One of the most incredible builds I think I've seen in a very, very long time. Now, so I know everybody's wanting to know, where's the codes? Codes. So there are multiple places where you can get codes, and here's where it's going to go. On Tuesdays, you can get codes right here on our stream. That is YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. But you give them out on Twitch, but we'll post them in the other ones too. And then Thursdays, we're live on TikTok. Again, same thing. The shows all start at 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern. And then we've got the fun one. So a lot of you have found our Discord, which is amazing. That's discord.gg/CLX Gaming. And we've had so many new members. It's absolutely wild. So we're really excited about that. And who knows, you may find a code dropped in there too. You can also find codes possibly on our social media. That is YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at CLX Gaming. And you can also find them on my stream over at DJ Blue PDX. So there we go. We've got a fun one. This is our topography skin on here. So I'm excited. This is a great design. Gentlemen, what are we putting in our PC today?
All right, so this is a custom configured Horus. Like DJ mentioned, this is the topography edition, which is why it looks so cool. But starting out with our processor, we've got the AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D. To cool that, we've got our CLX Quench 360 AIO in black and RGB. For our motherboard, we've got an MSI Pro X870-P with Wi-Fi 7 on board. And for our memory, we've got 2 sticks of ADATA, 32GB DDR5. 5600 speed in RGB, so a total of 64 gigs of memory in this system. For our storage drives, we've got a 2TB G50 from T-Force. It's the NVMe M.2 drive you see there, and then also a 6TB Seagate Barracuda hard disk drive, so 8 terabytes of storage in this. For our video card, we've got an RTX 5070 Ti from Zotac, and then 8 of our GameDS Aeolus case fans that we all know and love, the M2s, and then an 850 watt Helios P2 for our power supply.
Nice. Sounds fun. Speaking of things that sound fun, words. Words are fun. If you hear a word or a phrase or a reference to something that you're not quite familiar with, please feel free to ask. We love answering questions. There's no such thing as stupid questions. Yeah, I do want to point out that ISOText, or ISOTextit, I guess is how you say it, over on YouTube says, I just got mine on Friday and I couldn't be any more happier. Oh, thank you so much. We're so glad to hear that. That makes
Thank you very much. Oh, yes. We appreciate that.
It's fantastic. And of course, don't forget, there is a thread in our Discord for those people who have purchased a CLX Gaming PC, and then you can show us your setup, which is really fun to see how many different people position their PCs and what they use them for. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on the build. So this obviously is a CLX Horus NV5 in black with a topography print on it. Are there any tricks or things to keep in mind when you're taking this apart?
For an NV5, you will need to remove the main glass to get to the 2 screws to undo the front panel. Other than that, a couple thumb screws and you're good to go.
Nice.
I really like the topography one. This is probably one of my favorite prints. And what's cool with the topography is this is the NV5 black chassis, which we do offer in white, but when we do the topography print, it gives it a really good like white and black contrast to it. I believe these are still on, I don't know if these are still on sale.
And of course, if you want to join the giveaway, exclamation giveaway in the chat right now. Catching up on everybody's things. Sounds like 2 kidneys and a liver cost. I mean, you're not necessarily wrong, depending on where you're purchasing the liver from.
The price of livers has gone down this year. Thanks, Obama.
Complex is in the house. Welcome in. Jagger and Sir Chili. Maybe I can get a mouse out of it. There we go. Winter 5 versus here. We got Homek. Welcome back. My name is not Zeke. Hi, Zeke. Do I need anything other than watch to see the Knicks code? You can, yeah, you want to watch the stream. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and of course over on my stream. And yeah, that's pretty much. It's all about engagement and enjoying yourself. We hope you have fun watching us build PCs. So the first thing we want to do.
I was going to say, you got to beg Ivory, Zeke. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. All right, now let's talk about this motherboard, because this motherboard is actually really amazing. So this is an MSI Pro X870p Wi-Fi edition, which is fantastic. It's got some really great heat shield housing on it. But let's talk about what the connectivity looks like. So at the very top, you've got your flash BIOS and your clear CMOS buttons, which makes it really easy. You don't have to pull your system apart to do it. Down below there is going to be obviously your HDMI. And then below that is going to be your USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C. That's 40 gigs up and down. All right. Above that is going to be the USB 5 gig Type A. Okay. And then you've got the two USB 10 gig Type A ports next to it in the red. So high speed connectivity is absolutely imperative for this motherboard. It loves it. You've also got 4 USB 3.2 Type A's. You've got your 5 gigabit LAN on there. You've got another USB-C, and that's a 20 gig. Okay, so USB 20 gig down below it. And you've got your Wi-Fi antennas and your audio connection. I don't know why I suddenly turned pink.
You remember when I told you I had to dig through the dumpster, Zach?
Yeah.
A few weeks back, as I was looking for an M.2 that I thought got thrown away?
Yeah.
This is what it was.
It was the peel.
It was just the peel.
It'll get you. It'll get you.
There we go. All right. Wow, that is just the wrong thing.
Dang, DJ's got his heat lamp on.
Woo!
Sunbathing.
Ever since I got this new camera in, the settings are just kind of all over the place, and I have to keep readjusting all day long. All right, now,
okay.
we obviously got our processor in there, and this is the fun part, because we get to figure out what the brain is on this device here. And this is going to be an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D. So, Paul, tell me a little bit about this processor, and then can you explain what X3D means?
All right, so this is probably my favorite processor that's out right now. It's an 8-core, 16-thread, base speed of 4.7, and will boost all the way up to 5.2. So it's just a really solid gaming processor at a good price. The X3D is AMD's new way of stacking their V-cache. So it's basically, it stacks the cache on the CPU die on top of it, so you get a larger surface area, which means you can fit more on it, and a bigger cache just equates to better performance. So it's really cool.
There we go. All right. Now, since we've obviously got that, there's multiple different X3D versions. What are those?
So there's a few different models coming out as the new ones come out. I'm not sure exactly. There's what, a 9900 X3D, 9800 X3D, 9950 X3D, I think. Is there a 9700 X3D? I'm not 100% sure.
Well, all the X3Ds do feature that 3D cache, which it's a performance changer when it comes to especially gaming, content creation, streaming. It's wonderful. Now, what's also wonderful is the little devices that you just saw Zach screw into the board. Now, these are going to mount onto a back of a bracket so that we can cool our CPU. So to cool our CPU, we're going to be using a CLX Quench 360 AIO in black. And at the very bottom of that, you see how that little CLX will light up. And then you've got a circle. The circle on the flip side is called thermal paste. What does thermal paste do?
So thermal paste allows good heat transfer between the processor you see right there and this pump that Zach's putting right on top of it. If you don't have thermal paste, the system will turn on. You'll probably be able to game a little bit, but you will definitely be able to notice some temperature increase. That thermal paste, it's a small part of the build, but it is very, very important to have.
Yes, absolutely. All right, now, the next thing we're going to be doing is mounting this. So there are 3 different ways you can actually cool or 3 majority ways that you can cool your processor. So what are the 3 and what's the difference between them?
So you've got air cooling and liquid cooling, and within liquid cooling there's 2 different ways. So I'll just start with air cooling, which is, you guys have probably all seen an air cooler if you've been around computers before. It's essentially a block of metal with fins cut into it and a fan attached to the top to blow the heat away from the metal block. Now with liquid cooling, you've got two different options. You can do what we're doing here, which is using an AIO, which stands for all-in-one. So this is our radiator, obviously. This comes out of the box with coolant in it. You just grab the right set of hardware that matches your motherboard socket, like Zach did. So this is an AM5 socket, so we grab the AM5 hardware, and you're good to go. This is what I recommend going with if you're building one on your own. It provides excellent cooling, very easy to install, and relatively cheap. Now, if you do want to go above and beyond, you can go with an open loop system, and we do offer those as well. And those are a lot more intense, but come out looking really, really cool. We custom bend the tubes. You get different reservoirs, distro plates. You can choose the color of fluid, the color of fittings. If you really want to go all out with customization, that is a good way to do it.
Isotex, by the way, welcome in. We've got Uncut Chains is here. Schnackenbauer. Hello, hello, hello. Over on the green side, we've got Stenley, who said hello. Hi, what's up? And Peaches. And then over with Heracles on the red side. What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. We do see you. Now, Sir Chilicon brings up a good point. He says, AMD has come a long way. I remember my first AMD processor, the K62, came with the 3D graphics acceleration. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
My first processor was an AMD Phenom 2. I think it was a 965. I see amateur, you say your first build had an AMD FX chip. That's what we were selling when I first started here. We were selling the FX 6300 and like the A4 6400 or something like that. Those are like the, the popular ones back then. So that's funny.
Mine was the Athlon and the Athlon 2. The Athlon X and the Athlon X2. Those are my first two processors.
Nice.
Speaking of things that processors need room to think. To get room to think, we're going to have to add some RAM, which you just watched Zach do. Now, this is going to be two 32 gig sticks of ADATA DDR5 5600. That is wild because that is a lot, and it's in only 2 slots. So we use slots 2 and 4 to start with. That leaves 1 and 3 open. Paul, why is that? How is that helpful?
So 2 and 4 is what our motherboard manual tells us to do, so that's why we do it that way. It's where the CPU looks first, so that's why we have that RAM populated. 64 gigs of memory is a ton, 32 on a stick. We obviously have room to upgrade, but Zach showed me something pretty new this week, that Asus board that we were looking at.
Yeah.
It had 2 RAM slots, and it was like super high. It was a Maximus, right?
Yeah, Maximus 870.
Yeah, it had 2 RAM slots. That was it, and that kind of blew my mind.
Yep.
I would have thought we'd be going up, but no, they're going down to 2 slots on the new stuff.
Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency.
Oh.
Those RAM slots cost a lot to make,
Yeah.
So, Winter 501st mentions, funny thing, my wife and I just realized a couple of days ago we missed some plastic film on the inside of her CLX case. The computer's looking a lot more colorful and clear now.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Good to know. Let's see here. Isotech says, seriously, I just got my PC from CLX on Friday, and it's so beautiful. The guys there do an amazing job building spacecrafts.
Thank you.
We
ISO.
agree.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes, we agree. We agree so much that we're going to talk in code for a second because we've got none other than a code alert. That's going to be my new thing for code alert. And it's going to be VAN-NDJD. That is VAN, Victor Alpha November dash November Delta Jammer Delta. That is NDJD. Yes. So there we go. Ewan runs away. Valid. Okay, now that we've got this on there, the next key point is to get our fans on. So fans are really important because that's how you're going to get followers. No, wait, I'm sorry. Fans are really important because that's how you're going to cool down your stuff. And so it's going to blow through the radiator. So Paul, can you explain how that works and which direction your fans should be on when somebody's mounting it for, say, the first time?
Sure. So just like your car has got a big old fan on the front of the radiator, your AIO needs that as well. So we have 3 fans on this. Air's going to be going in the side that you're seeing here, pushing air through the radiator and coming out the back, obviously. So this is called the push method since we're pushing air through. You can have them on the other side and be pulling air through, but the push method is preferred. It does cool better this way than doing the pull method. But like I said, if you've got the pull method set up because your case is a little different and you have to do it that way, that's okay. It's going to run fine. It's just not going to be as efficient.
There you go. There you go. Now we're getting this in here. One thing I will point out, because anybody who knows, over the last week I had a little hiccup with my PC, and Now, so, Paul, what does smart mean?
Smart?
The SMART.
The opposite of dumb.
Like in the BIOS and things, there's a smart SMART.
I'm not sure. Is that
It scans
BIOS?
something to do. It's an MSI BIOS. All I know is that it said, "Hey, your hard drive is about to die," which is not shocking because I left that little guy on every day for how many years? Years.
What a segue.
Years. And so I ended up having to get an M.2. Now, an M.2 is much smaller than what we've got here. This is going to be our secondary storage. It's a 2 terabyte. Secondary storage is a 6 terabyte Seagate Barracuda HDD. So, difference between a hard disk drive, a solid state drive, and an M.2.
So the hard disk drive like Zach's installing right now, this is how we all used to use storage. It's got spinning platters inside of there that look like CDs. If you've got your AARP card, you know what a CD is. If you don't, it's like a silver plate that spins around and stores data magnetically on it. So these drives are great for storage, but they are very slow in comparison to an M.2 SSD like what we have on our motherboard here. So you definitely want to have some sort of solid state drive storage. M.2s are really popular right now, so that's probably going to be the one you're going with. If you have your OS on that, it's going to boot up in seconds. A lot of games are wanting you to use those on there now too, but I still have like 3 or 4 hard disk drives in mine for a bunch of photos and videos and stuff like that. So we're still seeing the M.2 paired with a hard disk drive as like a good combo. Eventually, the hard disk drives will go away once M.2s get cheap enough.
I guess here's my question. I think I had a Crucial.
Okay, yeah.
It was a 256 gig drive as my OS drive, and it lasted me for 9 years.
Yeah, Crucial. I think they're owned by Micron, which is a good brand.
7 years, and then it finally just decided to die. So luckily, and I stress this to people who are do-it-yourselfers, keep an eye out on Prime Day sales, because I got 2 1 terabyte M.2s for, I think it was $70 total.
Nice.
Can't find that now. So I had an M.2 that I got to put in and trade up my other things. So I did the copy of the operating system and whatnot, and I discovered that Zach is smarter than anybody else I know when it comes to how he assembles things. Because Zach has a magnetic screwdriver. Guess who found out he didn't have a metallic screwdriver? I had to find the M.2 screw so many times, it took me 6.5 hours just to get that going. And then another hour and a half to update everything. Because I kept dropping the screw, the lead, like the little standoff. And then the screw was even worse. And of course, where would I drop it? It would fall into the graphics card. So I had to basically disassemble this PC just to find that thing, but I did get it fixed. So
them screws are small, that is for sure. Look at this.
Tiny.
Winter, I'm going to McDonald's this weekend. I'm going to get me some of these socks as well.
Oh my God, are you serious? Those Grinch socks? I love it. Now,
Dude, those are
I want just to point out something real fast here as we see this from this perspective. You see the black grommets. They're going to be there for all of the cable management. But if you notice, the motherboard doesn't sit directly on the surface of the metal. And that is for a very good reason. There are things called standoffs, which is what secures the board to the case. That's what Zach's doing. So, Paul, what are standoffs? Why are they necessary? And is there a way to screw it up?
Standoffs separate the back of the motherboard from the frame of the chassis. So if you didn't have those standoffs installed, you could still put these screws in, but you're going to be shorting out your motherboard all over the place, which is going to cause it to fry and explode, and you'll no longer have a computer. So make sure you put those standoffs in the right spots.
Yes. Now, there are different, sometimes cases can take different size boards.
True, there are different layouts of standoffs. So if you're building a PC and you look at your motherboard tray, which is where the motherboard is sitting right now, obviously before you put your motherboard in, you'll see the holes for the standoffs. And typically there's going to be an A, an M, sometimes an I, and those are for all the different form factors. So a standard size motherboard like this is ATX, and you've got MATX and ITX and a couple others. So those are what you want to put in for the size of your motherboard.
Winter mentions that they've got some sort of dill pickle shake stuff for the fires. Apparently, I have to go find what the hell that means. Let's see here.
Say, what? I gotta go get me some Grinch shocks, man.
Gets Roden Sheen says, it's wonderful how PCs look today. I got my Macintosh LG2 inside last week after a long time. It's just ridiculous. Yes, the aesthetic level in the community in the community of development is wild. The things that you can make it look like, things you can make it do. Our friends over at TriX have a corner. It's an L-shaped screen that has your cap for your AIO. And in the whole thing, it can either be wraparound, it can be two separate images. It's unbelievable. I dig it. I mean, this thing's lit up like crazy back here. I love it. And then sometimes you find out an old model that is just kind of wacky, like we did when we did our ancient bit. What was that? It was our old school build. What kind of a case was that again?
Like the blue case, that was in a Pevia X Cruiser 2. And if you're familiar with The Office, it is in some of those episodes. They have like a rack full of them when they're doing like the triangle tablet one.
Well, and what's really great is that when we did it, there's analog dials on the front of it. So like pressure gauges that show you what your temperature is, what your things are. Never in my life have I seen that whatsoever. So
The good old days.
Oh yeah.
My name is not Seek. Seek says I'm poor, so I can just open up the side and chuck a few glow sticks in there and call it a night.
There you go, not Zeke.
See, valuable input, people. There we go. Just joined. Did we already did we have a code drop already? Yes, we did, Sir Barbado. Yes, we did. And I'm still figuring out what each one means. There we go. So the vans are going to be worth 50 extra entries. If you see a Lev, the LEV code, that's going to be worth 100 extra entries. And if you see Nick's NYX, that's 200 extra entries.
Cool.
So keep your eyes peeled, people. Now, obviously with the case up there, I want to point something out because Paul's got the power supply unit in front of him, but I want to talk about where it's going. So this sits just slightly off the back of the case, the motherboard does. You've got a little bit of room for cable management, but our Helios P2850G is going to go inside of its own special housing. So, Paul, can you describe what kind of a PSU that is, and then tell us why it's important that it goes in the hole that it goes in?
So this is an 850 watt, 80 plus gold power supply. Now this is a non-modular, which means all the cables are pre-soldered in. You can see they're coming out. If this were a modular power supply, it would have no cables in it, and you'd see a bunch of ports here. Modular is always easier to work with, but it does come at a higher cost with no real performance gain. So if you're looking to save some money on your build without losing performance, non-modular is a good option. It's just going to take you a little bit longer to assemble, which is okay to a lot of people. So what we will do is plug in our cables, and then we'll bundle up the rest, and it will go inside the power supply shroud of the case, which is right here. So this is the back, and you can see we've got this. This is the shroud. Now this case does have some RGB lighting around it, but there's plenty of space in here to bundle up the cables that aren't used and tuck them in the front.
There we go. Nice. And there are multiple different types of power supplies. And so there's plenty of room in there for those cables, the extra cables, to fit without causing any type of disruption.
That is right. And most modern day cases now are going to have some sort of space for that. Back in the day, it was a pain to have to find a place for all your Molexes and all your extra ones, but it's a lot easier now.
Right. All right. Now, here's the fun part. We've got the cable management going in. One thing to point out that I've heard of a couple different people ask. So, but you yes. There we go, Ivory. My DJ is gone. What? Where? Why am I gone? Hello?
He gone. He's a ghost. DJ went to go play some Star Citizen. He'll be back.
Yep, he dropped into Star Citizen.
Check the
I'm
back
back.
of your ship. DJ's there.
From outer space.
I'm here and broadcasting.
You
Can
just
I
walked
didn't
in
think
with
they can
that
hear me.
sad
Whoa!
look upon your face.
There's big DJ face.
Woohoo!
All
He
right,
did
so I'm
escape
glad that
from
Windows is being a complete and total everybody else,
So
including
there
me.
you are.
It's not just me. There we go.
Get him
Hi,
back.
ball display. Oh,
Get
there we
him
go.
back in his cell.
So let's see here. Did you escape Tarkov? Basically. Ben Sushan, welcome in. Glad to have you. Smokey, hello. Winter. Amateur Midas. Yes, as opposed to professional Midas, or just Midas that lost its professional title.
Midas was the dude that everything he touched turned to gold, right?
I believe so.
And then he touched a person and they turned to gold. He's like, no, it's not worth it. And that's the moral of the story.
Well, and what's interesting is he couldn't even, well, I mean, the only person he could touch was himself.
He's gold
That was
member. He also knows how to work on cars, so that's cool.
Oh, God, that's hilarious. By the way, we've got another code. Who's ready for another code? This code is a LEV code, which means worth 100 extra entries. It is LEV XSDF code. It's code time. That is Lima Echo Victor, and your code is going to be XSDF. That's X-ray Sierra Delta Foxtrot.
Yeah, Ivory's got our backs. Anytime we get an awkward spot, code drop.
Right.
Not
sure what happened there, but all right.
Bail us out. We need to have some codes ready, Zach. Oh. We dug ourselves a hole. Here's
Nice.
code. Yeah.
He turned his daughter to gold. That's what it was. Thank you, MGL. Yep. Turned his child to gold. But I guess you could say that she then qualified as the golden child.
Oh. Oh.
Which means she gets a movie many decades, many centuries later. With none other than Eddie Murphy. All right. Now, one thing to point out when it comes to how we assemble these and how you want to design yours is ensuring you've got proper airflow. For this gig, we've got 3 on the top, and then 3 on the back, 1 on the bottom, and 1 in the exhaust. So that's going to be pushing air, and you've also got the intake from the PSU that's going to be pulling air in from the bottom as well. So how does this work, and what are some really good rules of practice when it comes to setting up your air array?
Yeah, so we got 4 intakes and 4 exhaust on this case. Pretty standard setup for the NV5. Our intake is going to be right here and these 3 right here. So Zach's getting the single fan on the bottom there for the intake. We're gonna have 3 more. And then our exhaust are the 3 on top of the radiator that you see there, and then the standard exhaust in the back. So we have about the same amount of air coming in as we do leaving. It's gonna be a slightly positive pressure because there are some air restrictions on the radiator, obviously. So it will lean to the positive pressure side, but it's a pretty balanced system here.
Let's see here. We've got Case O'Brien watching for the first time. Thank you. And of course, Ivory made the point that this is the first time witnessing you watch for the first time. A lot of firsts happening here today. A lot of the number ones. Okay, now, where's Eddie Murphy? I'm going to be honest. Living somewhere with all the money he made. Let's see here. Now, David Wright brings up a good question over here. So, do you ship out component boxes with the PC or just the PC and the accessories? Excellent question.
The standard is the PC with the accessories, but we definitely have customers that are interested on keeping those boxes. So if that's something that you would like, you can definitely do that. And we make notes on the order, and then we'll ship you all the boxes and all the stuff that comes with it. But that is by request.
And Tom Flex mentioned the positive pressure element. So did you just explain this, right? No.
Correct. Yeah. That is positive pressure.
Okay.
And yes, Tom Flex, that's exactly right. You want less dust in the system, so all your air goes through the proper filtrations. If you have it set up in a negative pressure, all these little cracks and crevices that you see around the case, it's going to suck air in because it creates a vacuum inside your PC.
As opposed to pushing air out the cracks and crevices. My PC is one of those weird ones where I've got 6 fans. I'm going to push-pull on my radiator. So there's 6 fans plus the 3 fans in the bottom. So a total of 9 fans in, like, blowing air in, and a total of 4 fans blowing air out because I've got the fans on the top and the fan on the back. And push pulls are really crazy because that's a lot of suction. I say that because I have to pin my green screen all the way to the back of the wall because otherwise it just sucks right into the case. which is hilarious.
Excuse me.
All right, now next up, we'll have this going.
MGL's got a
So-
good question there I could take.
NGO, what's going on?
MGL 1206
Okay.
on the purple side.
Purple side, there we go. Yep. Question about the Nix PC. Is the video on the L-shaped display able to be changed? And how easy would it be to change it? Ooh, you're going to love this answer.
So yes, it is the Tri-X Panorama is the AIO MGL if you wanted to look it up. And yes, you can change that video. It's totally customizable. They have their own software. I believe it's called Kalani that you download. And so like when you see this stuff on, it does have to be in the operating system to run that. So these PCs in the background that you see playing the Nix video, we obviously got that custom from Star Citizen, and our designer Kyle also helped get that all to where it's lined up and everything. But yeah, you can put anything on these Tri-X ones. You could, yeah, there's a million different things you can do. Custom design, you can play your own video, you could probably play a movie on it. You can do all sorts of stuff with it.
Split screen Halo.
Personally,
It's super easy to change too.
right? I want to either do two eyeballs, one on each side, to look back and forth, kind of like the dome or the sphere in Vegas,
Oh yeah.
or just put on terrible B-rated movies, like terrible movies with people.
Like Star Wars Episode 4.
No. I mean, like
The Hunt for Jar Jar Binks.
Tommy Wiseau, anything that he did, Tommy Wiseau has a record in history
Pulp
as
Fiction
making the
parody.
worst piece of cinema ever. There's even a mockumentary about it. And if and when you choose to watch it, I'm so sorry. Don't hurt yourself. Yo Necro Rezo in the house. This is the winner of our last giveaway. Oh no, yeah, our summer giveaway.
What's up, Necro?
Oracle.
What's going on, dude?
Hope the PC's running good.
Yeah. And of course, if you have any questions about your PC, and you got a CLX, you guys know that you have 24-hour, but it's 24/7, yeah? Mm-hmm. Or there are hours to it.
There
customer
are
service.
hours to it, yep.
Okay, there are hours, but you get it for free. You buy the system, you get technical support, customer service, all free. You don't have to pay for a darn thing. Fans quit.
Well, we got to get you taken care of then, Necro.
Oh, are they out?
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
there we go. We'll get that fixed. Get that figured out. Heracles over here says, team boxes. Lucky guy. I dig it. Let's see here. David Wright mentions, I ordered one and it's in the picking stage and I want the boxes, so I guess I need to get on your support chat. Yes.
Yes, yeah, reach
just-
out to us sooner than later, because they
Yep.
should still have the boxes with it in the picking stage, but once it goes to assembly, that's where obviously everything gets opened up. So, and worst case, we probably have the same parts in stock, so if your boxes did get thrown away, we could probably just open up something else and do it. But yeah, definitely let us know sooner than later. You can come on, you can go to the website, CLX Gaming, and just reach out on chat or just give us a call.
There we go. So, MGL has a good, interesting question. It says, I've had an issue with my PC too. Whenever Gigabyte updates the fans, for some reason, don't start spinning until I hit the power switch on the back.
What fans are they?
Power
Wow.
switch
What?
for your fans?
Yeah, do you mean like the power switch on your power supply? And like Zach said, what fans do you got there? MGL.
Are they some basic 4-pin fan headers? Are they some Lindleys? Are they Corsair? Are they Game Deus?
All right. And when we're getting that, got a question coming from Town Scott. T-Town Scott. What's up? Asks, can you remove Facebook as a mandatory entry? I'm assuming that you're talking about
That ain't a...
the giveaway, and because you're not a fan of the the metas, which are very fair. Same page. But yeah, that is not a good thing. It says Facebook on the giveaway, but then it gives a sign up. Oh.
CLX website is...
I'm going to go ahead and exit my way out of this conversation because this is going to happen to have that's an Ivory response. I do not have information on that. Well, I'm not that high up in the food chain, people. And Winters, I haven't been able to log into the CLX website. Is there an issue going? I do not know, but that is a good permission to get. Thank you so much. Cosine Cody in the house. What's up, dude? Cosine Cody just won a big Logitech giveaway over on my channel, which was hilariously fun.
Bigly. I'm like logged into the site right now, Winter, and I'm not seeing any issues on my little laptop over here. So I don't know. We were having internet issues earlier this morning, so maybe there it was down this morning.
The snow knocked it out.
Yeah. You hear there was like 32 wrecks in Sedgwick County yesterday. The snow didn't even stick.
I believe it. I believe
We
it.
didn't get an inch. We might just be getting a lot of traffic right now, Winter. I'm not sure. Sorry.
Let's do this, Betty.
There we go. Sorry, I was just... You keep sending me things from the chat. I'm like, wait, what are we looking at? Okay, now, so when we're going to do this, power supplies, when there are a non-modular, okay, there's for me, there's always confusion when it comes to figuring out what cables am I going to need and how do I know which ones those are. Zach, how do you figure that out?
So we can, that's a perfect shot of our motherboard. So up top over here, this is where you typically plug in your CPU. If you have a older or lower model processor, you could get, some motherboards only have a 4 plug-in. And if you have a nice one like this, then, hold on, let me get my flashlight real quick so we can see that beautifully well. Oh yeah,
Ooh,
look at that right there. Look at all that light. Yeah, we work in the dark here.
How much have you had to drink today, CPU?
Right, but yeah, this one here requires 2 8-pins, so we're going to be I need power for CPU here, and then over here is our 24-pin for our motherboard, and then I will also be looking at the back. On the back here, we do have a case SATA because we do have RGB strip built in the case. We've got our fan controller here, so that does require a SATA. And we also don't want to forget the piece de resistance, the 6 terabyte hard drive. So need to be able to power this bad boy because I'm pretty sure I'd fill this up with Steam games.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, Black Friday sale is going on this weekend. If you guys haven't bought anything from Steam, I've already bought some stuff from Steam. So, you know, got to get it while it's getting's good. And then from there, anything that's not needed that I haven't determined I need, I will just go ahead and give a little tie-up for it so that it's out of my way.
Speaking of things that are out of the way, here comes a question, because those are good things. Riscando says, hello. Need info, please. I turned off OneDrive and uninstalled it a few months ago. A few days ago, I redid Windows 11, and when I started Edge, I seen that it has all my favorites there from before. That's normal. How can I install Windows 11 that OneDrive doesn't put things back on? Is there a way to delete the stuff in OneDrive so I can start new? And Cody says, appreciate you. Much love, dude. So, do you want me to grab this one?
Go ahead, yeah.
Or do you want to do it? So, and I'd say this, I used to work at Microsoft for Windows. So, when it comes to that, all of your Edge favorites, bookmarks, are going to carry over when you upgrade to 11, all right? Now, as for detaching OneDrive, what you'll need to do is go into the OneDrive feature in Windows 11, and you're going to want to disable it and then remove it. Then you don't have to worry about it. Now, it is a built-in piece of the operating system, but you can say goodbye to it. I use OneDrive, and I use Google Drive. I have more drives than I can think of. But that's the easiest way to do it. Complex. Just open the task manager, disable the OneDrive. Yes. Oh yeah, and also disable on auto start. And if you have questions about that, like how to disable OneDrive on auto start, is that a CS thing?
For disabling OneDrive on auto start,
Yeah.
just
If somebody can't find the auto start.
if you can't
This
find
should
it,
be
put it in Google. It's pretty. It's
Yep.
Control Shift
Go Ogilvy.
Escape Task Manager. It'll be a startup tab. Click on that tab. Find OneDrive. And click off.
Ghost Side Cody says, did he de-sheath that PSU wrap to make it more modular? An excellent question.
What did I do?
NGL mentioned, I'm not quite sure to be fair. MGL 1206 says, I have to turn my PC off and on power supply on my PC. Wait, I have to turn off and on the power supply on my PC, and all my fans don't spin until I do. Also, my PC is a Horus PC from the Star Citizen giveaway last year. Oh, that's right. That your name looked familiar.
That is
I know.
interesting. I would say reach out to us on support. It's hard to like troubleshoot what's going on since we don't have the system with us, but that is strange. I know you said like there was a gigabyte update or something, so yeah.
All right, now we got a great graphics card here, and it's going to pair really, really well with the AMD processor. And this is an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 Ti. Ooh, special.
Feast
Now,
your eyes.
We've got, and of course, just as Winter was mentioning, you want to make sure that you pull off, if you're doing this yourself, all of your plastic coatings. Otherwise, it starts to smell funny. But you've got this in your hand, obviously the 3 fan. So what's the depth feel like? Is it a 2 or 3? And how's the weight? How does it feel?
So this is a 3-slot card, like you said, triple fan. 3-slot meaning 1, 2, 3.
Okay, this is a triple.
It's not as heavy as it looks, but it is obviously a heavier card. This case does have a built-in anti-sag bracket, so we will be using that. But overall, I like the color of this card. It's kind of this like metal and brass look. I really like this. Pretty
Can we
standard.
take a look at the IO side? Look at that.
Yeah, 3 display.
It's
ports
not
and
often you see that, but
HDMI.
the logo though. The logo is what I'm freaking out about. It looks
logo?
gorgeous.
Yeah,
On the back side where the ports are. Flip it up.
right here.
Nope.
These are the ports.
Yes, those ports. Sorry, I thought you were trying to look for yourself. I'm like, notice on the side. Yes, exactly what I was talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Communication error.
Woof.
There was a disconnect between my microphone and my chair. I guess that's me. So we're going to be using an anti-sag device for this. That comes with it. Now, how do you know if you need an anti-sag device? And what exactly do they do?
So an anti-sag device gives the card support from the other side that it mounts to. So these slots right here are where our mounting screws goes. A larger card is going to start to sag on this side over time because it's heavier and there's no support over here. So an anti-sag device just gives extra support right here. That way it doesn't sag over time.
Let's see here. Neo mentions OneDrive drives me insane. I'm going to be very honest when I say this. I think the only reason that I know how to use it is because I worked there and had to use it. Otherwise, I do everything through Google. I'll be very honest. Tom Flex, SBG says, and I prefer cable management, to be honest, and I think that a legacy drive slows down the whole system. So I would recommend only using SSDs, preferably M.2s, especially if you intend to play Star Citizen. And I'm going to go on, before they give their professional opinions, I agree. My operating system is on a 1 terabyte M.2, and then all of my games are on a 4 terabyte M.2. So there's no classic drives in there. But, Paul, let's talk about this. What kind of effect does this have?
Yeah, I mean, if you can be on all M.2s, that's definitely going to be better than not. I know Star Citizen pretty much, I don't know if it requires you to be on one, but I think for your experience, you're going to want, it's pretty much required to have an M.2.
There we go. And of course, if you're looking at getting multiple M.2s, pay attention to your motherboard that you're choosing, because some motherboards come with only 1 or 2 slots. Some come with a plethora, and then can add on another 5. When I was going through trying to find the little tiny screw for the M.2, I grabbed the box from the system that you guys sent me, and found the PCIe card, which is huge. Now, what you saw Zach just showing you is the back of the door. Now, this door serves a couple of different purposes. One, it's going to help mitigate temperatures. It's going to help isolate. It's also going to mount your hard drive, and it's going to close right on up. Keeps everything in the past. DJ Deluge is here. Yes. So I can show you.
It's fake. It's a good prosthetic.
Yeah. So it's got a couple little bubbles in it still, but
DJ been
I'll just tell
doing
people
that MMA.
yeah, it's literally what I want to say. Well, I got in a fight with the kangaroo. You should see the kangaroo. Jumped away. Jesus. Last code was lost in the elevator. Gonna get. Oh no! Let's see. Star Citizen can load up to 100,000 entities minimum in a city. Having a hard drive makes it quite difficult to play. That is an excellent observation. Chris is coming in for the very first time. Says legacy drives are fine unless it's the master boot drive. Then it's a problem. All?
I agree with Chris. Obviously, you need an M.2 for Star Citizen, and some games right now are starting to require it. So they're starting to go away. But yeah.
Let's see here. Live. David Wright. Sorry to hear that. A live chat said they only send the GPUs in a case. Everything else is trash or otherwise. Now, with regards to what Zach is spinning around, this is a real fun one. So when you're putting these in here, especially if you've got, right, if you've got an anti-sag device, once you get that set, putting this thing in here is wild. And a three section, we don't do a whole lot of threes. It means it's got excessive cooling, which is going to be fantastic. All right, Zach, when you're putting this in, how do you know if it's in, man?
Okay, so we want to make sure that all of our IOs are clear. We want to make sure our PCI lane is clear and open. And then we just want to verify that all of our graphics is going to line up perfectly. And then when it sits, it should click like that.
Oh, let's see here. I got all the codes. It was an SC joke. There we go. Flew over your head. I'm half deaf. Can't wait to until the day I need hearing aids. My wife upset and walked away as I turn off the hearing aids. There we go. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I know I've got a couple questions, including DMs. So I haven't had a nervous tick where I would play with the cartilage on this side of my ear, and just when I get nervous and need to think. Well, when my mom passed, I went through some really bad stress, and apparently I rubbed it too much, and it just went turned into like this giant ball, and it's hilarious in concept. Still missing a Nix code, I think. What? Papa says no. Cosworth, hey, Cos, and have merely told vendors they're hiking the. Ooh, somebody just told their vendors they're hiking the prices 10%, but Nvidia have told them that they will have to source their own VRAM. This makes me glad for the upcoming launch of the Steam machine. Oh, Jesus, they're chilling. Hey, kids, want to see a magic trick? You've got my ear. Quick, touch it. It's not awkward. No Nix code as of yet. Over on the red side, David saying, is it worth a shot? Not. It was worth a shot. Not a huge deal breaker. There we go. And yeah, of course we got questions. Hit them up. Warhand. You love your NVDA. I'm not sure what that means. Is that a case?
Beautiful.
There we go. Look at that. All set up and ready to go. This is fantastic. So, while they're going to be putting the panels on, I want to take you all on an adventure. So let's go over. We're going to show you how you can get your hands on one of these amazing machines, and that is at clxgaming.com. At clxgaming.com, we'll make it as easy as possible for you to get the PC of your dreams. Now, that means you can choose a size, whether you want something small all the way up to something large. We've got all of them. We've also carry all the components. You want Intel? We got Intel. You want AMD? We got AMD. We've also got Radeon, and of course NVIDIA and some ARC. And once you've chosen all those things, it's fantastic. And the one thing that people are always worried about, what if I screw it up and I get something that's going to match? No, don't worry. In this example, the CPU that was, the power supply unit that was shown is not thick enough. It's not big enough to manage the graphics card. So instead, it gives you the option, either you can choose a different power supply to match this graphics card, or pick one of these graphics cards that'll work with this drive. Once you figure that out and solve it, that little yellow button turns to green again. Ta-da!
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
It definitely works, I promise, people. There we go. See? Conflicts resolved successfully. Just like arguing with people in the 3rd grade. I love this. Because I used to get in arguments in the 3rd grade and I got sent home for it. Not important. Now, in our core components, obviously you can select everything, including extra hard drives. If you want cable mods, you can get those too. Any type of extra additional PCIe slots. We carry capture cards. For those of you who are looking to be a content creator, we carry Elgato, which is fantastic. And then, of course, we're going to pop over to the Foundry. Now, this is a short one that's really cool because this is where you can really rev your stuff up. Now, there's two things. You can either choose to be an AIO or a closed-loop cooling system, or you can choose an open loop, all right, which is a whole different process. If you want your CPU overclocked, we got you. If you want your GPU overclocked, we got you. You want them both overclocked? Yes, we got you. And we can even upgrade your thermal paste. So from there, let's go to the accessories. And this is my favorite place because when you order a PC from us, you get the opportunity to finally get yourself some CLX gear like this. Ah, yes. From our windbreakers to our hoodies to our t-shirts, our hats, you name it, it's all CLX branded. And we love the fact that you all wear that to places. So as far as it being a one-stop shopping center, we are. If you want keyboards, we got keyboards. We've got mice. We've got controllers. For those of you who want to do some controller gaming on a PC, you got headsets. We got all sorts of headsets from across the board. Mics, we carry Beacon mics and Beacon Mix Creates, which are absolutely love them. Speakers, monitors, internal screens. We even have routers and chairs. Well, a chair. There we go. So, with that being said, I know it's a lot to consider, and some people feel a little overwhelmed by that. That's why we have the ready to ship section in our RTS. Now, the RTS section is divided up into 4 different categories. You got your entry level, your mid level, your high performance, and ultra high. It's a great idea to kind of take a look at what your budget is, right? You can use the RTS to kind of gauge, all right, this is what I can get for this kind of money. And then you can enter it and actually start adjusting things or start building your own separately. And that is all that it takes. And all these PCs have been built right there at the same warehouse. They've been tested the same, and they're waiting for a new home. And who knows? That home could be you.
Do we have payment options, DJ?
For all of your future gaming and PC needs, head on over to CLXgaming.com and see what we can do for you. What?
Do we have payment options, DJ?
There are payment options through
a firm.
A firm? Mm-hmm. I almost said Avada, and I realized that's part of Avada Kedavra.
It's crazy.
Yes. So
I can't confirm a firm, but I can.
I like when it was bread, just because I'd never heard of a company like that called bread.
Now, Oprah loves bread.
Toast.
So, with regards to this, before we get started on it, Paul, I mentioned something about. Now again.
Oh my gosh! There she does. She on Weight Watchers now. Oh my gosh! That was good. That was a delayed.
Oh,
that fuse.
So
was a long
No Leaf Clover says one of these days they're going to use a DOA PSU and it won't turn on at the end. Nah, here's the thing. We plan for that. Why do you think I do the recap of the website to make sure that everything works?
Yeah, me and Zach were talking about the Food Network, where they, this is how you make a lasagna, and then they open the oven and there's a done lasagna.
Emerald Lagassiet. We make it.
Oh, what's up?
Make it for you, but we got one baking in the oven in the back.
Maybe one day we'll do that.
Yep.
Cook a lasagna?
All right.
That'd be fun.
Dude, that'd be sweet. I would love it. I'll make a lasagna.
Oh, I'm on. I want some lasagna now. Jeez.
Dude, I
right.
got a good, well, I'll tell it on Thursday. I got a good pumpkin pie story. I made the pumpkin pie this year.
Yeah.
Made a mistake. I'll
Ooh,
tell
that
it on
sounds good.
Thursday.
Nice.
All right, real quick, we've got a code. It's another code. And it is NYX, NYX. That is New York X-ray. SPCE, that's spicy special space SPECE. That is Sierra Papa Charlie Echo. And that is worth 200 entries. So now you've already got 350 extra entries today just on this stream. I'll be giving away several more over on my channel once the show here finishes. And I look forward to seeing you all there. Now, where is this going after we turn it on?
To testing. So all our machines, once they're built and turned on like this one, well, this one's not turned on. It's about to be. It goes to our testing department. So the first thing we do there is get into the BIOS of the machine. We'll make sure our RAM speed's set correctly. All of our storage devices are showing up. So on this system, our M.2 and our hard disk drive. Then maybe mess around with a couple other settings. If you opted for overtime or overclocking, that is where we do that. And once that's done, we load Windows. If you picked any games, we would load those as well. But that is all that we are going to do. You're going to get a clean install of Windows or whatever OS that you picked. We don't put any bloatware on these machines. You're not going to get a bunch of different antivirus softwares you don't want or anything like that. Just a clean install of Windows. And then we stress test the system for 12 hours to make sure that it's stable for you when you get it at home.
They did that to mine. All right, now we've got a gorgeous PC, and it's all. Who's this going to, by the way?
Where's this one going? I think it's going to Washington, D.C. It is going to Bobby in Washington, D.C.
All right, Bobby in D.C. Bobby, there you go. This is your PC, and let's go ahead and see how it looks when we turn it on.
Boom.
I love that light sequence. It drives me nuts that mine don't do it. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. Look at all the fans and everything. Plus 8 terabytes of space on this thing. Bobby's locked in and loaded and it's going to be good for a little while. So, let's see here. Just make elk chili. You just made elk chili?
What?
That sounds so unbelievable.
Say
good
what?
Right now.
You pressed the remote and it didn't change? Oh my Lord.
All right, so with that being said, this show is going to happen in 2 parts. In just a few, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, you get to spend the afternoon with Zach as he continues building some amazing PCs, which is awesome. This show happens every Tuesday and Thursday, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 Eastern on Tuesdays. We're exclusively on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. On Thursdays, you can find us over on TikTok. I almost said TikTok. TikTok. Good Lord. And that's also at CLX Gaming. You could find codes as well as keeping up with all the other people in our Discord by going to discord.gg/CLX Gaming. A bunch of like-minded PC enthusiasts. You could also possibly find codes and keep up with what's going on lately with all CLX at our socials. That includes YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. I refuse to call it X. And it's all at CLX Gaming. Now, as for codes, check out all those places. You can find codes on my channel. I'll have one today after this show ends. And yeah, we're going to keep going that way. And it's a great way for you to engage and have fun. So, with that being said, congratulations to Bobby in DC. That PC rocks. On behalf of Kyle and Jason in production, Paul and Zach on Digital PDX, don't go away. There's more coming up after the break. We'll be right back.
See you later. We love you, Salty Ginge.